If you have felt wired, overstimulated, emotional, or like your brain has not shut off, this is why. We just had a X4.2 solar flare erupt from a massive volatile sunspot region, active region 4366. I'm Sarah Starr here with your space weather update for February the 4th. The sun is lighting up. What is happening with active region 4366 is huge. It's gave us 87 solar flares in the past 72 hours. That is unheard of. 5 of those are X-class flares, and we only are getting plasma ejected from 2 of those flares, and that would be that X8.1 and the X2.8 following directly after. Here's our Enlil graph. This is the density, this is the velocity. Not much velocity, but as you can see, we're going to get hit with a glancing blow, just grazing by with that 8.1 and then that 2.8 following after. But this is going to be a very mild geomagnetic storm. Here's a look at our 3-day geomagnetic forecast. As you can see, we were supposed to get hit with that tomorrow and then the next day, but it's already here. So today, let's buckle up because we're getting the CME shock arrival. We have elevated levels on all fronts: density, velocity, temperature. Our BZ even slips southward. Like I previously mentioned, this is going to be a very mild solar storm. We're having very little velocity. We're at a 420, which is like a KP4. So we may get into G1 levels, which is a minor geomagnetic storm, but we can see that our density did spike up a little bit. This is going to be more density than speed, like I said. Temperature is kind of still there. Like I said, our BZ did slip southward, so it's trying to produce an aurora right now, but we're not in the right conditions in certain places. But right now, our density is spiked, so yes, we're getting into a G1 minor geomagnetic storm today, not tomorrow. This active region, as you can see, this is the detected flares within the past 2 weeks. It literally carved out a whole entire path of just popping off. It was just flares, 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 and not much plasma ejected from those flares. It's just been lighting up, but you're still gonna feel all of the photonic light that comes in with it. There's still cosmic radiation and gamma radiation that is associated with any type of flare, whether it has a CME associated with it or not. So yes, you're gonna feel wired because of all of the energy that's coming in. If you felt overstimulated, this is why. And those flares produce radio blackouts. This is what that 4.2 X-class flare produced this morning. I think it was like 7:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. I woke up and I said, oh, that makes sense. And of course, it's definitely directed again over Africa and South America. Here's a look at that X4.2. This is just a different type of filter lens that you can see it with. Another filter lens that you can see it with. And NOAA has not said if there is any plasma ejected from it, but I'm gonna say no ahead of time because I'm not waiting on NOAA. I take the data that they have and then I present it to you. So this is that X4.2 solar flare, and as you can see, it is bubbling up, it is charging, and it flares, but it does not eject anything out. It just flares and then sucks it right back in. So I'm gonna call it early. That 4.2 X-class flare, no CME associated with it. Here it is, active region 4366. It's now Earth facing, so you can bet that if it does indeed eject plasma as it's Earth facing, we're going to get hit with a severe geomagnetic storm. It must just be waiting for the right exact timing, or it's gonna flare as it heads off of the western limb of the sun. That does happen as well, and we still get glancing effects from that, even if it's not 100% Earth directed, much like the CMEs that we're getting today, because that plasma was heading mostly to the north and to the east, but we are getting that glancing blow. And if you don't think this is a big deal, well, let me put it into scale for you. Earth scale. This is us on planet Earth. This is that sunspot region. Imagine a massive amount of plasma being ejected and then thrown at Earth. Yes, that's exactly what happens, because in space there are cosmic webs and they travel onto each and every planet. We track these, and it's called the Parker spiral. in human terms, but what it does is it travels down these cosmic web paths and into the direction of the planets. And plasma contains light codes and gamma rays, and that affects your brain waves and your bioelectrical, so you're going to feel everything. And with a weakened magnetic field, more of this cosmic energy comes in and it messes with humanity and everything living on it, including the planet, which is why we see earthquakes and volcanoes and then crazy polar vortexes. Here's what's happening on active region 4366. This is huge. It is very complex, still in beta, delta, and gamma. It did go down in size after it popped off, but it's still growing and it's still getting more sunspots associated with it. So it does keep popping off flare after flare, even though we are not getting any of the CME plasma ejected. But today's 4.2 X-class flare is just another major burst. Think of it as the sun yelling to humans to wake up, to pay attention. And if you have noticed tech glitches and sleep disruption and vivid dreams and headachy pressure or nervous system buzz, that tracks. What we're looking at today, we have a major region right over here that is a possibility of going off, but right here is where we're really looking at. And as you can see, like I said, they do grow apart, and that's kind of what this does. It flares off, and then these regions are left with this neutrality, and then they just kind of separate and then they decay. But our intermediate spots right here, these are what we're looking out for, and we do have a higher probability of having more X-class flares from here. Now it's directly Earth facing right now, but we still have a long time before it heads off the western limb of the sun. I can't talk. That's also a symptom, guys. If you cannot speak and use your voice, sometimes these type of solar flares, especially if you're sensitive, cause a lot of cognitive dysfunction where you can't speak. Sometimes that causes impulsivity, and your actions may not meet up with what your brain is actually doing because your mind is racing. Because we have planetary alignments in astrology that line up with what is going on with the sun, pushing in everything and making humans wake the fuck up. So just a little bit ago, we had that CME shock arrival, and this is a higher chance for that G1 geomagnetic storm. Yet again, it's very minor, but that's when people are going to report the biggest sleep issues and irritability and anxiety spikes, or that I'm vibrating feeling. It is not playing around. The sun has produced so many different solar flares. Like I said, there's 87 of them, and it's still going on. Yes, your nervous system is not being dramatic. The sun is literally active. Let's add in the astrology layer, because today we have an Aquarius stellium, meaning the Aquarius energy is so concentrated that the human population is pretty much going to be focusing a lot on that. That's going to be a big background layer. So a stellium, we have the sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto all in Aquarius energy. This means the collective is thinking about the future and tech and awakening themes, if that makes sense, with everything that's going on, and the nervous system, because people are concentrating on unleashing and unveiling the things that are happening in the world, and sometimes your nervous system cannot keep up with the dark stuff that's being resurfaced. The moon is still in Virgo right now, so we do have sleep routines that are being disrupted. We're also having body focus in general, so digestion's an issue, nervous system regulation is an issue, and then we do have a Mars and Pluto conjunction in Aquarius today. So this is intensity, and this is pressure, and this is oppression. These are those loops, power struggles, all of that is involved in here. And this is a deep internal drive for all of humanity. We also have Mercury and Venus that are going to have tension with Uranus today. So what this means is that there's going to be relationship and financial shock, and there's going to be impulsive communication from celebrities and people who are confessing on really saving their asses, but really there's sudden realizations. This is where people say, I cannot unsee this. And you're gonna have a deep urge to ground and try to simplify your life because there's nasty stuff out there. And if you wanna know how all of this is hitting your chart, go to my website at sarahstarofficial.com. I do natal chart readings, starseed origin readings. I tap into the Akashic records, all for you. I'm Sarah Star, here with your space weather update for February the 4th. Follow for more.